What's Grounded fam? It's your boy Johnny Gio. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Grounded Phoenix podcast. My guest today has had a pretty rough relationship with alcohol, a blackout artist, if you will. Chris, thank you for joining me. How you doing today, bro?
I appreciate it, man. I'm super stoked and honored to be on, man. This is awesome.
Me too, dude. Me too. Likewise. Dude, I've gotten the chance to get to know you, man. I'm really thrilled to let your voice be heard and just kind of share what you've been through the past couple of days. Just go ahead and start off with talking about what it's been like being sober now. When did it first start? Do you even remember your first drink? And how did it all escalate?
You know what's insane, dude? What they tell you in recovery is you never remember the first drink, but you remember the last drunk. And I remember the last drunk, dude. The first drink is a whirlwind, but the last drunk, man, you remember that. It's insane. Like somebody said that, I was like, that's so legit.
That's really
So the last drunk was, the last date I drank was September, I guess, 19th of this year. So I'm like 52 days sober.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. It's been a long journey, even though it's short. It's brutal. It sucks at first. It's not easy. It sucks, man. Like the whole lifestyle and changing. But I've never felt better, man. At least 10 years, man. I haven't felt this way in like 10 years.
Whoa. So only in just like you say, like about 50 days now, you feel this incredible drastic change, but in a positive way.
Exactly. The first couple weeks, man, I had the withdrawals, not like the shakes, but I got like massive headaches just out of nowhere. Trouble sleeping, as I've been told, you have trouble sleeping. It was like really it was like a ghost pain feeling, like at night, like I wake up and be like, what is this? Now it's finally like gone and it feels good, but I haven't felt this way in, I don't think ever, man. At least when I was in my teens. For sure, not in my 20s and 30s, because that's when I was drinking.
Do you feel like more rested or just healthy? Like, do you feel more blood flow, less blood pressure?
I look healthy, like in my face, man. Like when I look back on pictures, like last year, I could see it in my face, the eyes. I gained like a bunch of weight, dude, during quarantine. I mean, I was working out still, but I was doing, the liquor. Then I was mixing it with like soda. Okay. And then I was doing like the binge eating. So I got fat, man. Like
you're looking good though, bro. I seen you working out on Instagram and everything. I want to get to the type of drinker you were, man. What kind of drinker were you? Was you like an everyday drinker, a binge drinker?
At first, I was kind of a late drinker, man, to tell you the truth. I didn't drink, man, like till legit like legal age. Like I didn't start early or anything, just socially going out. As I got older, I used drinking to deal with different things. In my late 20s, I was in the medical field, like running on an ambulance, dude. And that's very prevalent in the field of dealing with stuff, drugs, alcohol. So I come home from like a 3-day shift, man. And what would I turn to? Booze, man. I'm not married. I don't have kids. So the only way to deal with it is that bottle, dude, to sleep, to not think about those calls. So that was an early approach. And then I moved to Bakersfield and I had no friends. So I had to start over again. And that linked me to, how do you make friends, Chris? Get a couple drinks in you. Yep. Totally just welcoming to people, talking to people. I mean, it's an icebreaker, man. It truly was, but it got bad. It was drinking every day. It got earlier and earlier in the day. Man, go to the gas station. I get a huge bottle of rum. I get a liter of Coke, dude. And I would just, I take shots, dude. I would be a shooter, man. I would take shots, just quicker the better, man. I don't need to sip on a beer or drink on this light beer where it takes people think, oh, it's better to drink beers. No, because I'm going to drink more. So I'd be quicker the better, dude.
Straight to the point.
Exactly. It was never just drink to just sip on it and stuff. No, it was like, I got to get a buzz. I got to do this and then we'd be good. So that was my thing, dude, was like, and even before going out, you know how it goes. Like, I have to drink before going out. Like, I have to pregame before going out. It wasn't even, it went from pregaming, going to the bars, bro, to pregaming to everyday life,
Right.
going out to help, like, meet up with friends, even
Right.
going on family outings, dude. Like
Exactly.
it drifted into other areas. It became a part of daily life. And that's when
Crazy
I
the
knew,
way that
dude.
works. It's crazy
Yeah.
the way that works because I know exactly what you're talking about. Even watching football games or even going to kids' parties. You go to kids' parties nowadays, bro. It's like this small cooler for the Capri Suns, and then you got these two big ass coolers for all the beers and the bottles and all of that. It's pretty crazy the way that works, man.
It is. Birthday parties nowadays, dude, are parties for the adults too, man.
For the adults, that's
It's a
crazy.
trip. It's a trip.
Yeah. I want to get into how you talked about the reasons why you started drinking, and that was really to kind of make new friends, right? How is that now a factor? How do you do that now being sober? Is it hard?
Um,
It's not easy, but what is your tactic now?
so with drinking, man, I'm sure you realize this. You find out who your friends are.
Right?
Because when I drank, man, I made a bunch of friends. Oh, let me add you on Instagram. Hey, let's hang out. Bro, those people don't exist. They're nowhere to be found. Did not reach out to me. You find out who the true friends are, man. I had legit people reach out to me and say like how proud they are. Um, and a lot of people didn't know, man. The thing with drinking, man, is you know how to hide stuff
Right.
very well.
Right.
People were shocked. And I was like, that comes with alcoholism. I know how to hide things well, and I'm a pretty good damn liar.
Yep.
So people, some people stayed, some people went. Um, and it took me about a good month or a little bit over that, man, to actually be around people besides my family, bro. I was scared, super, super scared to not even alcohol was involved, but would people like me this way? Because, it was always, hey, let's meet up. Let's get some drinks. Let's get some dinner and drinks. It was just always alcohol involved, man. I was like, would people like Chris this way?
Right.
Um,
Right.
and people did still, man. Like the true friend, the real homies, they appreciated it. They
Yeah.
liked it.
And
Yeah.
let's get into that, and let's get into the friendships because I know you mentioned that for you, when you would drink, those hangovers would kill you because you didn't know what you did the previous day or previous night. So you were just like, damn, what did I do today? And I really resonated
Yes.
with that because I would wake up with scars, missed calls, text messages like, "Ooh, you did this." Like I'll be like,
Hmm.
wow,
Yeah.
what a creep. Like
Yeah.
how was that, bro? How was that?
Um, Man, one of the first couple meetings I went to, somebody brought up, oh, I wasn't like yeah, everybody has hangovers, but somebody brought up the emotional hangover, and it clicked, dude. Emotional hangovers were Chris's thing, man.
Yep.
Forgetting what I said, being mean to people. I when I first started drinking, I started off like really nice, having fun, and as I got older, man, I don't know if it's older because you're dealing with more stuff and adulting, dude, but I would take it out on people. I lost people. Even girls I dated, man. I was mean. Like I would say stuff, and the next day they'd be like, "You said this." I was like, "I totally don't even remember saying that." Um, and then, brother, like drinking, man. I mean, driving, dude.
Oh,
Man, driving
drunk.
as a drunk, dude. Um, Someone was looking out for me, dude, or something, because the fact that I did not end up in jail,
Yeah.
kill somebody, hurt people, driving with other people in the car, man. It was bad, brother. The drinking and driving got super duper bad. And the emotional hangover, man. Who did I piss off, and who did I lose as a friend in my life?
Dude, and that sucks, man. It really does because feeling that afterwards, along with the physical, being dehydrated and you got the headache,
Oh,
the
yeah.
the emotional state to me was something that really got to me because I was such a different person. Like you, I mean, it started off cool. I'll have stages of me being drunk. Like in the first 30 to an hour, like I was cool. Then I started getting
Hmm.
wound up, and then I would turn into like this angry drunk, and then depressed, and then like this completely weird person if I kept drinking or if I ended up picking up cocaine.
Yeah.
I really resonate with that, and I hope somebody that's listening to this can resonate to that as well because it's tough coming to an agreement that you have an alcohol problem. Let's say even if it's not an everyday drinker or you're just a weekend binge drinker because
Yes, absolutely.
it's
Absolutely.
so socially accepted and you just don't want to come to terms with that, especially if you established a relationship, or you really say that's my personality, that's who I am now, right?
Yeah. It's crazy, man. Like you talked about it, like those stages of drinking, that's in one day, dude. Like one night, like we went from all those stages. Like it's insane. And there's such a stigma, man, about alcoholism and it being weak because all these commercials, dude, people having fun, drinking, Sunday fun day, concerts. There's always alcohol involved, man. And people are afraid to just admit, like, I have a problem. It doesn't have to. When I was younger, I used to think alcoholic, everyday drinking. No, dude, it can be the binge drinker. I gotta get fucked up every Saturday, Sunday. That's what I do. Alcoholism, dude, it includes so many things, man. And it sucks because before this program, man, I didn't really know people who deal with it. Not even friends, man, in my life. I don't really know people that don't drink, man. Everybody, not alcoholic or anything like that, but maybe has a drink here and there.
They're normies. They're able to handle it, you know, to their...
Able to handle it, can drink, sip on a beer, sip on a drink. What's that like?
Yeah.
Why would you? Yeah, point? Man, I wish I could do that.
Yeah.
I mean, this whole thing, man, has opened my eyes, dude. And there's so many rad people, man.
Yep.
And rad people. Sad to listen to so many people's stories and what they're dealing with, but opens your eyes that you're not alone, man. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Exactly. And what type of program are you on that has, you know, basically made you feel like you're not alone?
AA, man. Alcoholics Anonymous, man. The Zoom meetings are a blessing, bro. Right when I wake up in the morning, I click on a meeting, dude, and it's there. Boom. No, I like to start my day off. Some days you listen, some days you chime in, but people from all around the world, man, that's what's cool about these Zoom calls during this pandemic is it's everybody, man, from all these different countries and touches of life, man. So that's helping work in the program, sponsor, my family too, dude. My family, very understanding, which is cool. They've been behind me, and friends too, man. Like you can't deal with this alone. A lot of people try to, and you can't. So that was the hardest thing, man, is like admitting to it. You know what I mean? Especially your parents, dude. Like it was sad, man.
Did they realize that you had like an issue drinking? Like you said, it was hard to admit it to them. How did they take it? Like, and how is your relationship now with them?
It was hard, man. It's embarrassing. Nobody in my family drinks, not at all. My brothers, my parents, nobody drinks. Family members, it's me, man. Like I was the odd person out. It was difficult because, when it got really bad, they started finding like bottles, like in my closet. Like I used to hide stuff. It got bad, man. When they found it, my mom broke down, man. Wow. Like, because they feel like they should have known or they should have found out. But I told Mom, I'm sorry. Like I was good at hiding it. I didn't give a shit. All I cared about was getting that buzz, getting messed up. And it's hard for a parent to understand, man, that their child has a problem. They're super understanding. As long as I'm working on myself and doing what I can, it's cool, man. Like it's come a long way.
That's dope, man. And I can say that my relationship with family and friends, for those friends that did stick around, it's 100% like a 180, dude. It's like such a better relationship, you know, more affection. Everybody's understanding. You even get to bond with people in a different way. I know it's hard because I'm 5 years sober now and I haven't drank in 5 years. So like, I know in the beginning for me, it was so hard to find that like fun in life anymore. So how are you taking that? Like, how is it for you? What's the difference really? I know back then it was just like, ooh, you feel pumped up. It's just like, let's go. It's party time. Like, how is it? How is it now? How does that look like?
It's different. The nights are earlier.
Right. Because you go to sleep early. Right?
I mean, I've met out my friends a couple times. You know what's cool, dude? To drive your own car and you can leave whenever you want and not have to worry. It's different, man, but it's cool. My friends are understanding. I've had actually a couple friends like pull me to the side and have like legit heart to hearts, man. People like I wouldn't even think that and be like, "Hey, Chris, like I'm proud of you, man. Like I've tried to do it and you're doing it."
Mm-hmm.
That means a lot, man. Like
Yeah.
it's just those little things that people are noticing and appreciate, um, and understanding, dude. Because I thought a lot of people wouldn't understand and be like, "Screw you, man. You don't drink no more.
Yeah. And I
Later's.
mean,
You're not fun anymore."
right. And I think that's where like the beauty of it lies, where you're just like, you know what, if they're not in my life anymore, then I guess that's just the way it's supposed to be. You know, you don't need friends like that. Or maybe now they're just kind of like, you know, associates or something like that, maybe for networking or whatever it may be.
Yeah, just like you thought they were friends and now they're just like acquaintances. Like that's it, man. That's what they turn into, and that's probably what they really were
what they really were.
when alcohol wasn't involved.
Mm-hmm. You
So,
know, it sucks that we see it that way or that it actually is that way, but that's just the way life is. And I think um, at some point we're kind of scared to let that go or find that out because we may be emotionally attached to, you know, long-term friends that have been with us since like
mhm.
the early ages, right?
Yeah.
And it happened to me where it's, you know, I just kind of, you know, detached myself from them and I'm just like, damn, you know, I still see them here and there, but we just don't click like that anymore. But where I see the beauty in it is like now I have like this whole spectrum of other people I can chill with that share the same views and beliefs and
Mhm.
morals and principles and stuff like that. Something you mentioned earlier, which was you were talking to me through DM and you said you didn't have any traumatic experiences as you were younger. So what do you think your alcoholism kind of stemmed to? Because I know for me, it was like a lot of emotional trauma as a child and, you know, things I went through early on and, you know, even stuff that I had to deal with at that age in my early 20s and, you know, late teens. So where do you think that kind of stems from? Because I think it's important to kind of try to figure out
Yeah.
kind of where it came from.
I think it was the shyness factor, man. Like I was hugely shy, like ridiculously shy. Whether it came to making friends or talking to girls. I didn't know how to do it. But when alcohol came into play, cool. Like, oh, this makes you feel like Superman. Like,
Mm-hmm.
awesome. Who cares? I'm the best dancer in the world. Like, you can't tell me anything.
I don't dance,
Um,
I boogie.
it started, I'd say like mid 20s. I moved in a couple different places, so it was kind of like starting over again with different people, different friends.
Okay.
So, it was either going out with people, like new, like I get invited out by like coworkers, and like drinks would be an icebreaker. And then when I moved to like, I used to live like in Orange County, I go out or Bakersfield, like I go to the bars, and
Mm-hmm.
you order a drink and like you start drinking, and then you kind of like associate with the people at the bar, and that's how it kind of happened, just like an icebreaker for me to meet people.
Right.
Um,
Definitely.
so I mean, as you get older, like I was like, I'm gonna go to the bar and meet people, like.
Yeah. Exactly. Another thing I want to touch on is you know you're saying that you get more rest, and at first I know it's hard sleeping. I had a lot of nightmares early on, me being sober. Like, do you get those nightmares? You know, like where you feel like you blacked out or you drank again, and you wake up like, oh shit, like okay, I'm sober.
Yeah,
Oh, good,
yeah.
good.
I've
Have
got
you?
I've got ones, dude, where I've woken up and don't know where I am at first.
Oh
Like one of
shit.
those where you look out and you're like, what?
What the fuck?
That happened at first. It wasn't like nightmares, but it was, where am I?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe for like a split second, like where am I? Even though like I'm in my bed, in my room, safe and sound.
Right.
Um, but yeah, that's what I deal with those. Yeah, nothing too crazy. It was the headaches and then the weird feelings and then those.
Mm-hmm. So I'm telling you, I've had those frequently. I don't know why. Maybe because subconsciously I'm like really worried. Not as much anymore, but I was really worried to fucking relapse because I had 1 year sober, then I relapsed because I thought that I was like, okay, I'm 1 year sober. Like I think I know how to control myself now. Like I think I've understood how I am when I drink, and I could just kind
Mhm.
of control myself. So first time I went back, I got a Jack and Coke. I was sipping on it. That first night, I drove home buzzed, but I was cool because I was like, I'm not drunk, you know, so I'm good. So I drove home buzzed. I was just like you, bro. I loved getting those keys when I was driving. I don't know what it is about it, but I fucking loved driving under the influence.
Really?
Yeah. So, and then right after that, I was just like, you know what? Like, I'm just gonna keep drinking. And then within the second week, I fucking blacked out even, and I
Yeah.
picked up some coke, and it boom, just like that, it went out the window.
Yeah.
So I didn't want that anymore. So for you, uh, what would you recommend to somebody right now that is, early on in their sobriety?
Early on sobriety,
Mm-hmm.
stick with it.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have feelings of this sucks.
Yeah.
Is it worth it?
Mm-hmm.
Um, my thing, man, was I got on the meetings, of course, get a sponsor. The readings, man, get the big book. Um, the more what helped out a lot, dude. Like no joke, we live in this world of Instagram.
Yeah.
I started looking up pages, found some rad ones. Just typed in sober, man. All these pages,
Hashtag.
reading people from all over, man. That helped a lot, knowing that I wasn't alone.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then I started doing YouTube videos, man, following different people. What helped out a lot was I started reading like recovery stories of, no joke, like celebrities that you had no clue were addicts, dude, and have come a long way. People you seriously thought like either died or were in jail. Just reading, man, and not giving up. I never wanted to give up. But at first I was like, this sucks. I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
And you feel so alone, man.
Yeah. It's
You feel so
definitely,
alone at first.
it's a big change in lifestyle as well, because you come from this, like, party scene, or, this is how you meet women. And by the way, let's talk about that. How is it now with the ladies, right? Like, how is that? I want you to share like maybe some experiences if you've had any. Like, what is that like now?
No, like before, it always got me in trouble, man, because I turned in this Chris that wouldn't remember stuff and would say something stupid or mean or jealous. And then, hey, why aren't you texting me the next day?
Oh,
What happened?
right.
It was stupid, man. So yeah, dating was, they tell you the first year don't date. So,
Oh, okay.
or the first 2 years.
Right. Yeah. Because then, it could be a trigger.
It could be a trigger because when you think about it, I don't know if you deal with this, dude, but now I deal with the euphoria feeling a lot now. Just like pure joy out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Get used to it, bro.
But if you get your heart broken,
Yeah.
what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
Dealing with getting broken up with, or somebody saying they don't want you or don't like you. So I've heard it constantly through the program telling you to stay away from that, be good.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I like doing this, because I hear different perspectives. Okay. So I never really did the program myself. So
Yeah.
listening to people that have done the program, I'm just like, dude, this is great. This is perfect information for me to take in, and just for someone else also to see that perspective. And in case they didn't know, kind of similar to me, now they know, hey, dude, maybe it's not a good idea to date, because it could trigger. You could be depressed and be like, wait a minute, I know how to feel better, to grab that bottle.
Exactly. Absolutely. Like that bottle's looking good right there. When
Yep.
we were younger, man, how do we deal with breakup? Go out with your boys, drink
Mm-hmm.
some drinks, man.
Yep.
Go hit on other girls.
Yep.
That's the whole thing, man. Like you can't do that anymore. So, I like the knowledge I get from other people, and then it's all about helping people, man. Like that's
Exactly.
what I love about not just like the program, but like the whole community of sobriety, dude. Helping other people, man. That's what you wanted. You put yourself first, of course, but you want to help others, man. Like one life to be saved, or somebody like hearing us talk. That's awesome.
Yeah, definitely, dude. And that's the joy that I get out of doing this. Because at first I was like, fuck, I couldn't even stare at the camera, dude. I was just so
Yeah.
fucking shy. And I was just like with a stiff neck, like, oh shit, well, hi, my name is blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. And then,
Yeah.
but then after I saw the, feedback from people. And then especially when I do these interviews or podcasts, that I get really good feedback from people just saying, dude, I needed that. And I'm just like, man, this shit is bigger than me, dude. And I really want to thank you for joining me right now, because I know it takes a lot to get on, especially early on, dude, man. Props to you, dude. Like, if I feel like you're like, you're really doing the hard work and you're really growing through this, man. I want to ask you, what part of the program right now are you really most thankful for? Or like, are you really like, damn, this really hit me. Like I'm super grateful for this moment right now, or this step, or this thing that just happened.
So I'm early on. So I'm right now, I'm just step 4, just writing down my reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1, bro, I am powerless to alcohol, man. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm an alcoholic. That is the hardest thing for anybody, because when I was younger, I'm not alcoholic. I have one drink here, I have one drink there. I only drink on the weekends. The hardest thing is to look yourself in the mirror and be like, dude, you're an alcoholic. Like, you have a problem. And that's the saddest thing, like, today, man, with a lot of people, is admitting it or thinking that it's okay to admit it, you
What,
know?
why is that? Is it because you're losing touch of other friends? Or is it like an ego thing? Because really quick, personally, I knew I was an alcoholic, and I said to myself, I'm an alcoholic. Like, I embraced it. I was just like, but I said it because it's just so like glorified in a sense. It's kind of like well accepted, like, oh, this was an alcoholic. Fuck yeah. Like, but not knowing like, holy shit, like, what does this mean? This means that you have no control over alcohol. That this means you essentially don't have control over yourself while you're under the influence and the way you act. And then it's really ruining relationships with loved ones and friends. Right. So what was it for you? Like when you decided to get sober, right? This affected you in the sense that you said, all right, I'm gonna stop drinking. I'm an alcoholic, but I'm gonna be cool with that. Like, how was that when you initially accepted it?
It was, I tried multiple times to do it. It didn't work. The final time was, I was like, I'm going to die soon for sure, or I'm going to kill somebody. Like, I'm going to get in a car. And it was like finally the repercussions of like, bro, the fact that you haven't gone to that level yet of those, someone's looking out for you. I was like, you need to stop, like, right now. Because I really thought, bro, like something bad was going to happen soon.
What was
The
the
fact,
worst?
what's up?
What was the worst thing that happened while you were under the influence, or what was like your rock bottom percent?
Um, do you know what's really bad? I used to look in the Bakersfield news to see what auto accidents happened the night before, to see if I was in one or if there was a hit and run. It was like that, dude. It was one of those, man. It was it was bad, man. It was one of those where you're checking if you hurt somebody, like
Yeah.
you check if you're in an accident. Dude, I'd walk out to my truck to go see if there was like any damage on it. Like,
And you dance like, oh shit, whose head is this? Like, that's
dude, like what, like what if, man? And the fact that it got to that point,
yeah.
like, come on. And the fact that I ended up in jail, man, like, because I was drinking. I mean, I got pulled over once, and I actually passed the sobriety test. I was like 0.6, 0.06.
Yeah.
I mean, like, come on, like,
Yeah.
maybe I should have got arrested there.
Yeah.
Like, maybe that would have totally snapped me out of it 10 years ago when this happened.
Yeah, but it didn't get to that point, man. Luckily, like, thank God, like, you're here now, right? Like, you're here now, and nothing really drastic like that had to happen. Maybe you had like this feeling of just like, dude, if I continue, this shit's bound to fucking happen, because I remember numerous times it could have been me almost fucking chopping my arm off by like slicing my arm open, fucking trying to jump out of a car that my friend was driving because I was suicidal and shit like that. I just felt like a scumbag, mainly because of shit that was, deep down inside of me that I didn't want to deal with.
Yeah.
So shit gets crazy, man. Shit really gets crazy. And I want to talk about the stigma you talked about earlier with having issues with alcohol or being an alcoholic, because to be quite honest with you, I didn't want to share this, especially to my friends that are in recovery, because I have friends that, they're in recovery. They've been through, problems with heroin, crystal, all of this strong stuff. So like when I speak or when I say stuff, I'm just like, okay, within me, I'm like, dude, here comes a guy that just has like a drinking problem, you know, and like here comes this guy, you know, I'm thinking in my head with the drinking problem while everybody else is talking about, you know, having a needle in their arm.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, dude, like you're such a pussy. And that's how bad we get into our head. And we're so
Mm-hmm.
negative. We think so negatively about ourselves. And in reality, other people don't see us like that. You know, they understand our struggle. So have you ever gotten a chance to speak to somebody, you know, with a drug addiction that, you know, that's a little stronger than alcohol? And how did they treat you? Because I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't come out and say this to people that have heroin addiction per se, because they don't want to seem
Mm-hmm.
like a pussy maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the whole thing. Like, you're an alcoholic. What a pussy. Like, you're right, though, dude. Like, there's the hardcore drugs. And actually, a friend that I'm very close to here, um, he actually, like, celebrated just 300 days of sobriety, man.
Nice.
Um,
Nice.
he disappeared. It's crazy, man. He disappeared in the beginning of the year for a couple months. I thought something happened to him because he was an addict. Um, and he reappeared, man. It's because he went to rehab, man. He got his life together.
Nice.
And he was actually because I couldn't go to meetings and stuff, he was the first person to give me a chip. Like, he specially gave me a chip, dude, at 30-day, man. And gave me a hug. And because I got it from him, it meant the world. Like, getting it from a friend like that in a time where you can't get stuff like that. I mean, on your apps and stuff, it appears like, there it is. You can't have it. But to have it physically from somebody that I look up to in the sobriety program, such a close friend, man. Well, I mean, deal with alcohol, but other things too. And he wasn't like, you're a pussy. Like, he was like, I'm here for you. And he's been here the whole time, man. Like, he'll send me stuff every day, and I'm thinking of you, and just, you know, little memes and stuff, man. Like, it means a lot that somebody close to me that I really had no idea came into my life at a time like that.
That's incredible, dude, man.
It's beautiful.
That chip, dude. Yeah.
Chips are, yeah, man. I didn't think chips were such a big thing until you get it and you're like, and then first thing I did, dude, I showed my parents, man. And it was super cool, man. And I showed my grandma, and people that didn't understand, but they see the physical, like they see it, like, hey, I did this. And it's little things like that, man. Like, you find out in sobriety, the little things matter, man, that you totally didn't give shit about
before, right? That's crazy.
That totally didn't even matter, dude. I mentioned to somebody, the little things matter, bro. Getting up early in the morning, not having a hangover, going to bed an early time, dude. Like, listening to certain songs, they have deeper meaning. You cherish stuff, man, because it could have got taken away, man.
Yep. Man, I'm really grateful you have this mindset so early on, dude, in your recovery, man. It's really a pleasure and an honor to have you on right here. I'm really thankful, man. I greatly appreciate your time. Now, I want to talk about what other things you do as other than AA, because I know you're a beast and you go to the gym and you work out. How has that helped you? Like, because I know for me that's big, you know, like I don't plan to be this bodybuilder and shit, but I know hitting the weights fucking works.
What's insane, dude, is when I was at my worst of an alcoholic, I would work out like a beast and drink like a beast. The most extreme things, bro. So I would go out at night and like get home at like 1 a.m, dude, and get up at like 5:30 to go work out. Like, insane, like stupid. But I've always been into like physical. What's up?
You were able to sustain like drinking and working out? Like,
yeah. I have no idea. Maybe that's why people didn't know. But yeah, I mean, physical fitness, dude, has always been important to me, man. I'm not trying to, like you said, I'm not trying to be a bodybuilder. I'm not trying to do no shows. Like, I'm 35 years old, man. I'm trying to work for mobility and sustainability and get through my days, man. I mean, I don't need to show off and, hurt myself. But working out is important, man. You got to find other outlets now. And it's like, you kind of got to find new things that you like in your life, man. It's crazy. Like, you're kind of starting over in life, But you got to find new things to make you happy.
It's like you got to
Uh,
reinvent yourself in a way.
yeah, exactly. You got to reinvent yourself. And sometimes what's crazy, dude, is you find stuff that you totally abandoned, like maybe in your teens, early 20s, dude,
Yep.
and you're digging it now, man. It's
Yep.
crazy.
Yep. I love that. Dude, that's exactly what I went through. And I like how you talked about like, being reborn again, because that's kind of why I call this channel,
Yeah,
grounded,
man.
grounded, for stability, because I feel like I'm not perfect, but you have a sense of stability, right? Like it wasn't as wild as it was before. And you're kind of like this new person and you're on this new journey where you could kind of reinvent yourself and make new friends and things like that. And that's what I love about it. The journey at first you might feel like, dude, this is boring, this is lame, but really stick with it, and try to find something that works for you, whether it's AA or NA and things like that. Like I know you do AA, and also working out works for you a lot. Now when it comes to working out, what else do you feel while you're working out? Because I know I feel like a sense of like inner growth as well. Like I'm breaking down my body, but at the same time, I feel like I'm breaking down my mind. I'm breaking down my spirit in a sense, because I got to push myself to the next level physically. So that internally brings out another growth. Can you elaborate on that if you feel the same?
Yeah. I mean, when I work out, I use a lot of like, use off like pissed off moments, like
Mm-hmm.
stuff where I messed up.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody hurt me. But recently in my recovery, dude, like the thing that I think about most is the moments when I was drunk, man. Like the stupid things I did. And it's like shedding that, man. Like my workouts now are like, it just feels different, man. It's just a different feeling, like more healthy. Um, yeah, it's just a different feeling now. It
Did the
doesn't feel
music
like I'm.
change?
What's up?
Did the music change by any chance? That you
The
listen to
music
while you work
changed.
out?
I mean, I'm always making playlists, man. I'm always looking
Yeah.
for good music,
As long
man.
as it's good music, right?
As long as good music, bro. It just depends on the mood, man. Um, it's not as hard. It's not the hard stuff like it used to be,
Right.
where I just want to throw stuff and break stuff and
Yep.
don't talk to me or I'll. It was always the eyeball where you look at people. Not like that anymore. Like,
And playing
but
some lo-fi,
the,
playing some lo-fi now, some chill, relaxed jazz music.
right, dude. Sometimes, man, I'll throw a little country on there. I'll throw a
Mhm.
little like oldies on there. It's a
Ooh,
different vibe, man.
ooh, yeah,
It's not me against the world anymore, and I hate you and like that, man. Because I
exactly.
had a lot of anger, dude. Like I had a lot of anger, like in the past.
Hey, thanks for sharing, dude. I appreciate that. Is there anything that triggers you right now, like a thought that's maybe like, oh shit, like I want to fucking drink, or is it maybe a certain place, a certain situation you put yourself in? Do you get triggered right now early on in your sobriety, and what do you do to kind of counteract that?
Um, I've had some family situations come up actually, like recently, like in the last month or so. Those were kind of triggers because instantly I thought about what did you do when this happened? Like, I want to drink, or like, should you drink? When that happened, I'd instantly like get on a meeting, um, voice my opinion or what's going on and stuff.
Right.
Um, Not really like when I would hang out with friends. It's in the back of my head, like drinking and stuff. But then it quickly turns to like, you can't just have one drink, bro. Like you can't do that. Like what it's gonna turn into. You know it's gonna do. It's it's clear now, dude. Like I can see the spiral effect. Like you're gonna drink another,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna drive. Like it's just now I'm thinking about stuff like that.
Do
But
you put
the family situations going on right now made it hard, man.
Do you put yourself in situations like that, or you try to avoid those type of situations where there's drinks involved? Because I know it's difficult, like you're at a family party and you want to go, but there's going to be people drinking. So how do you handle that? Like say someone doesn't know that you're sober now and they ask you, hey, you want a beer? Or they already have one open for you. Like, here you go. There's
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I mean,
Really?
yeah, we go to like different places, and be around, man. Like I've mentioned, bro. Like everybody, my friends, dude. Everybody drinks, dude. Like that's just how it is. I'm the only sober person.
Mm.
Um, so like when I go to like the restaurants, I order like like a Coke or like a
Yeah.
Shirley Temple.
Uh-huh.
And like people like see out the corner of my eye and they'll be like, Chris, you're not drinking? I'm like, no, like I don't drink anymore. And you know what's crazy, dude? Like people look at me and be like, I've had a couple friends straight up go like, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Like that's awesome.
Yeah.
People you wouldn't think would say stuff like that. So it's just, it's not, I never had anybody order me drinks like that even before. And one of the things like they used to teach you, or like when I read in books, is like, if you have something in your hand already, like they're more apt not to ask you.
My
So I
hands are
make
full.
yeah, dude, I make sure like I have a water in there or something, just like that. But if people ask, I'll tell them like for sure. But I'm not one like, to my close friends, I'm not like, you don't need to announce it to people. Hey, Chris doesn't drink anymore. Don't buy him any drinks. Like, it's not like that.
Right.
But I'm not going to, at first I didn't want to go out, but I don't want to limit myself from having fun. One of the things that I've learned, especially like in AA, man, is like, I don't want the program to control my life. I don't want to live in a Zoom meeting, dude. Like, I don't want to wake up with a Zoom meeting on and fall asleep with one on all through the day, man. Like, I want to go out. Like, I want to enjoy my life. I want to enjoy new things. I want to spread the word, man, and let people know. I don't, yeah, I'm an alcoholic and I'm always going to be an alcoholic. I don't really like the term recovered alcoholic because I think you're always going to be an addict. Like, that's just how we are. But I'm not going to let it dictate my life, man. Like, I am too young to deal with that crap, dude. Too much to live for, man. Yeah.
So has the addiction, grab a hold of something else? Like, okay, you dropped alcohol. Like, has it latched on to anything else? Probably fitness, or maybe
fitness. Yeah, I would say fitness for sure. But it's not as addictive as it was when I was drinking. Like, I would put off going out with people to like, I have to work out and then I'll meet you to like get annihilated. Like, it was one of those things.
Right.
Like, I gotta get my workout in and then I'll totally get obliterated.
Yeah.
It hasn't latched on to anything addicting yet, man. So hopefully it doesn't. I don't think it will.
Yeah, definitely.
But that's something you have to I know people say that like you use a latch on to like caffeine or coffee or food. Like, I know that comes with the territory.
Yeah, definitely. It could be women. It could be.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely.
Yep. It could be women. It could be a lot of things, dude. And as an addict, you got to understand that and be ready for it, and be ready for, what else you can be, addicted to. And, maybe working out is not a bad thing to be addicted to, but then there could be its limits where, you're beating up your own body, like to a certain extent. Right. I want to ask you, someone that may be listening to right now, like, what's something that what's a message that you want to get across to them, as like, just being a month and a half now or 2 months sober now, like, what's something that you really want to get across to them?
That it gets better. It does. It's hard and it sucks, but the worst day being sober, bro, is better than the best day being annihilated, dude.
Dude, well said,
You
man.
know what I mean, though, bro?
Definitely well said, bro. I appreciate that, man. Even for me, that's been 5 years. Like, I appreciate that, bro. That straight up. All right, bro. So before I let you go, I got to ask you this question. In my opinion, I feel like there's 3 things in life that are guaranteed and they're actually marked on our gravestone. The first thing is our birthday. And then the second thing is the day that we pass. But we always seem to oversee that dash in the middle. What is that dash in the middle going to represent for you? What do you want to be remembered by? I'm pretty sure we don't want to be remembered for the things that we did when we were using. So what does that look like for you now?
I want to be remembered for doing things sober, dude, without alcohol involved, man. Right. I'm not a new person, but it's a new chapter, man. Better, bigger, remembering stuff, not being a dick to people.
Right.
I want to be good to people, man. Like, I want to be good to my family, be good to friends, be good to other addicts, man. Like, that's what I remember for. Like Chris helped out other people, and he was a pretty cool dude.
That's great, dude. And you know what? It's those kind of things that really go a long way, because you can accomplish all of these things, you know, and have money, or, you know, but I think the invaluable things, like, you know, being generous and being there for your family, being someone
Yeah,
that's reliable, you know, that's something to me that's really big. We just want to help people, man. And I think that's
yeah,
the message
yeah.
to get across. You know, if you're somebody that has been struggling and you feel the need to help others, I guarantee you it's gonna feel so good in your heart and in your soul.
Helping's good, man. It's easier to be nice, dude, than to be shitty. Like, be a good person. It's so simple to do, but people don't do it, man. And we need that nowadays, man. You know, the world we live in, and then the world of addiction, man. Like, you need some helping hands. An honor to be on here, bro. Like,
No, thank you,
super
man.
stoked. It's awesome. People need it. Early on addicts, years addicts, bro. Like, we need it, man. Like, we need stuff like this.
Exactly. Nothing but positivity, dude. I really appreciate you one more time. Thank you for coming on, dude. I appreciate your time. And I know that you're gonna be doing so good. We'll catch up another day. I'd love to have you back on, bro.
Anytime, brother. Appreciate you.